Yo, dudes, the Empire's pretty chill. Maybe you could, join it or something.
Another day in the life of watching movies. So, let's see what's on in this Superman DVD collection. Let's see what's on here. Oh, there's a fourth movie? Well, I did not like Superman 3, but, this fourth movie, well, I might like it, but, I might definitely give it a watch, absolutely. I hope it's good.
Luke!
Future me?
You gave me the wrong DVD. You gave me the extended cut of the first Superman movie, not Superman 3.
Well, yeah, you're right, I gave you the wrong DVD because you were bugging me. I wanted to watch Superman 3 and you stopped me, so I gave you the wrong one.
You're about to watch Superman 4 Quest of Peace, aren't you?
Yeah, that's right, I'm about to watch Superman 4, yeah.
No, don't watch it. You're going to absolutely hate it. It's the worst Superman movie of all time. You're going to really hate it.
Well, okay, fine, I'll tell you what then. I'm going to give you the right one this time, okay? Here, take it.
Thank you very much. See you later. You're doing the right thing giving me Superman 4. You're going to hate
it. I got him again, guys. It's because I just gave him Superman 2. I did not give him Superman 4. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, so it is now time to give this a watch. So, yeah, here we go. What on earth did I waste my time watching? Oh my god. Hey everyone, Lucamus Prime here. So, I have just wasted 1 hour and 30 minutes of my entire life watching an absolutely abysmal movie, which is the fourth Superman standalone movie in live action, which is Superman 4, The Quest for Peace. And oh my god, right, this movie is an absolute abomination. In my opinion, the #1 worst standalone Superman movie ever. I'm not kidding, right, it's so horrendous. I really hate it. So, so it's time to the next Trash Talk here. Welcome to Trash Talk Superman 4 Quest for Peace, guys. So, quick synopsis of what the movie is about. So, the Man of Steel crusades for nuclear disarmament and meets Lex Luthor's latest creation, Nuclear Man. But yeah, now, okay. I'm going to try and get through the good qualities by this movie first, guys, if there is any to say, more tolerable aspects of it, which probably redeem it, in my opinion. This movie directed by Sidney J. Furie. So, the good qualities is Christopher Reeve, my favourite superhero actor of all time. He still gave a great, solid performance as Superman in this movie. Because, like I've said before many times, guys, I'll never cast anyone as Superman in live action other than Christopher Reeve, ever. And it was also somewhat of a guilty pleasure to see Gene Hackman return as Lex Luthor, I guess, because he's a great actor at Lex Luthor, guys. My favourite live action Lex Luthor, and he gave a great performance in this movie, I guess. And it was also nice to see Margot Kidder return as Lois in a much bigger role than she had in Superman 3, but it's not really saying much, because she didn't have very much screen time in this movie anyway. And Jackie Cooper as Perry and Mark McClure as Jimmy was still great, but unfortunately didn't have very much screen time, which I absolutely hated. So, and I also as well didn't mind Alexander Courage's music for this movie, guys. I at least appreciated that he used the same themes composed by John Williams. And I guess his theme for Nuclear Man was also pretty decently composed, in my opinion. But on some bad qualities, it has so many of them. Okay, so this movie, guys, was absolutely horrendous. There's so many bad things I could say, that it's definitely, the worst one. It's hard to say what the #1 worst thing about it is, to be honest. And I'm not the only one who hates this, because Christopher Reeve really hates this movie. He regrets his involvement in this, and he said it was a catastrophe from start to finish, and I definitely agree with him there. And the sad thing is, guys, as well, that, he was actually part of the writing crew because the idea of Superman wanting to rid the world of nuclear weaponry was Christopher Reeve's idea. And that's the only reason why he agreed to return for one more movie, because after Superman 3, he was done with the role, but then he decided to return as long as he could work on the story. So, yeah. And I guess one good thing he did when it comes to the whole nuclear disarmament thing is, you know, I did like Superman's speeches in the movie, guys, I guess. You know, they're probably like the few things I like to watch, like, you know. That's why in my Christopher Reeve Superman performance compilation, I included, you know, those two speeches as the dialogue for Superman 4. And also his last words he said to Lex Luthor before he flew away into space, so yeah. But I think one of the worst things about the movie, guys, is definitely the visuals and special effects, because compared to the first three movies, this movie had, like, budget issues, and the CGI was absolutely horrendous, like, so terrible, like, you could easily tell that green screen was being used in shots of Superman flying. And, you know, speaking of Superman flying, guys, in pretty much every single shot of him flying towards the camera is literally the exact same shot of him flying. Same facial expression, same movement, everything. It's exactly the same. They reuse it all the time. They were so lazy. Like, it was just horrendous what they did, really. Absolutely terrible. Not to mention, every time he flies left or right, up or down, out or away from the camera, his cape makes a squeaking sound like made of plastic. Like, really? Oh my god. And yeah, plus his heat vision and freeze breath was also pretty bad as well. Very poorly visualed. Absolutely terrible compared to previous movies. His X-ray vision was also pretty terrible in my opinion. The visualing for it was just so bad. And yeah, not to mention when it comes to audio unsynchronized, at the start of the movie, guys, Superman is able to save a cosmonaut from drifting into space after a satellite hits his ship that he's on. And, you know, when he brings him back, he says to him that you'll be safe singing in space. But the thing is, guys, you know, I could easily tell his voice was dubbed by another actor, not Christopher Reeve. Didn't sound like Christopher Reeve. And also, what's also really weird is, you know, how did someone even know they were singing? Because how do you know that the crew was singing Frank Sinatra songs, you know, like... Because he didn't show up until after a shuttle was struck by a satellite. So, and he stopped singing when he was, before the satellite even hit him, was hit by a shuttle, or, you know. Like, the satellite hit a shuttle, and, you know, and he stopped singing, so how does Superman know, you know? Just ridiculous. Not only that, but, you know, when it comes as well to other characters introduced in the movie, right? Nuclear Man, in my opinion, is the #1 worst enemy of Superman of all time. Like, Nuclear Man was just horrendous, guys. And, like, you know, I guess one good thing could be that Gene Hackman dubs over Mark Pillow, who plays him in costume, and he gives a pretty good performance in, like, a menacing voice, but the script, in my opinion, was absolutely terrible. Like, and don't get me started on the line he says to Superman where he says, "If you will not tell me, I will hurt people." That was just terrible. Like, horrendous. Like, really? Absolutely terrible. Also, when it comes to the characters who returned from the first movie, when it comes to Lois, while I did like how she had more screen time in the third movie, she didn't have very much in this movie, and she barely even had a big role in the story either. She was just like a supporting character, didn't really do much. Very much screen time. And now they're Perry White because, oh yeah, get this, guys, right? Perry White is no longer chief of Daily Planet because we're introduced to two annoying as hell characters being the Warfields, called David Warfield, played by Sam Wanamaker, rest in peace, and his daughter Lacey, played by Mario Hemingway. Like, they were both so annoying, guys, especially David Warfield. He really did my head in. He was so arrogant and cruel. I did not like him at all. Absolute pain to watch. I could not stand him at all. So, yeah. And also, when it comes as well to Lex, his nephew called Lenny, who is played by John Cryer, he was very annoying, guys, a little brat. I could not stand Lenny at all. And, like, just a terrible cast, you know, performance, in my opinion. Like, John Cryer was so annoying in the role, but thankfully, guys, he redeemed himself when he played Lex Luthor himself in the Supergirl show as part of the Arrowverse, so he was good in that role. He's also good as a voice of Felix Faust in Justice League Action as well, but, you know, as Lenny Luthor, he sucked, in my opinion. And, yeah. And also, when it comes as well to other things, this movie also has tons of plot holes, which is absolutely ridiculous. So, for example, in order to create Nuclear Man, Lex Luthor needs a strand of Superman's hair to use, right? And the hair is like in a museum because Superman donated it, and it's holding together some large weights. But the thing is, Lex Luthor is able to easily cut the hair off using a regular pair of bolt cutters. But the thing is, Superman's hair should be indestructible. And Lex didn't even use a kryptonite cutter. It was just a normal cutter. Not only that, but the hair strand itself wasn't enough to create Nuclear Man because apparently, you know, the genetics part is like in like a different area of the hair, I believe. So yeah. So in real life, it wouldn't have created Nuclear Man because yeah. And also, when it comes to like Lex Luthor, guys, there's also like another error I have with regards to his hairstyle because, as you guys may be aware, he wears a wig because he's bald in the first 2 films. But the thing is, in this movie, you can easily tell that the hair Gene Hammond has is balding because he was in real life. So why didn't they give him a hairpiece or like another wig to wear, you know? That's just ridiculous. Like, it defeats the idea of wearing a wig because you can tell he's starting to lose his hair. Like, it's ridiculous. And also, not only that, but there's also, like, a really stupid plot hole with regards to Lacey herself, guys, because Nuclear Man develops a crush on her, right? And after he's defeated Superman, he returns to Earth after burying him in the moon, which was a pretty stupid fight, in my opinion, pretty stupid. And guess what, guys, right? He takes Lacey into space. Yeah. Like, can you believe that? They actually took her into space, and somehow she survived being in the space where there's no air for her to breathe. Like, really? I mean, Kryptonians can breathe in space, but normal humans can't. She'd have died in space, but she never did. Like, that is just absolutely stupid. Like, how did she survive being in space? You know, even as a little kid, it bothered me when I watched this movie. Because as a kid, I used to like this movie, but as I got older and older, I realized just how terrible and abominable it is. But yeah, this is an issue I've had since the very beginning, when I saw it as a kid, guys. Because I was thinking, wait, how is she even in space? Like, really? Oh my god. Also, as well, when it comes as well to other characters who are annoying, I didn't like that character who's in the gym scene. He was pretty annoying, but it was pretty satisfying when Clark threw like some large weights onto him and made him fall off the bench. It was actually pretty funny. I get a good laugh out of that. And he says, no pain, no gain. Yeah, it's a bit of revenge. So yeah, but unfortunately, I was overshadowed by the bad scenes, in my opinion, guys. And yeah. And the scene where Superman is constantly changing from Clark to Superman in the interview scene was also, I guess, okay, but still it was completely overshadowed by the bad qualities. So yeah, like the horrendous visuals and the CGI. And yeah. Plus, they also rehashed the scene from the first film where Lex communicates with Superman via, you know, the sound which only Superman can hear. And yeah. Plus, when it comes as well to other characters, like everyone else, apart from the ones who return, like Superman and Lex Luthor and Lois, everyone else I just didn't really like, to be honest. And I was a really big fan of Jeremy the Kid either. He was a bit annoying, in my opinion. Pretty mean and not very nice, in my opinion. Didn't like him that much. And also, when it comes to Nuclear Man as well, there's also a bit of a plot hole with regards to his fight with Superman. Because they have a fight, guys, and as well as the horrendous CGI and special effects in the fight scene, it goes horribly. There's like a plot hole which would have, you know, killed Nuclear Man and made him deactivate, because without sunlight he does, you know, deactivate and like die, guys, basically. And because he goes to Mount Vesuvius, guys, and he starts a volcanic eruption. But the thing is, when he lands into a volcano, there's no daylight for him to feed off and get power from. So if he was in a volcano, guys, he would have deactivated, but he didn't, which is just stupid. And yeah, and if you're gonna say, you know, about, you know, the fire and volcano keeping him alive, no, it's for sunlight, not just normal fire. It's got to be sunlight. So yeah. And also, guys, when Superman talks about volcanic eruption, he uses, like, you know, the top of, like, some sort of, like a slab of a mountain to, like, cover the volcano. But the thing is, guys, I looked up, apparently, in real life, it would have caused a much far worse disaster. So that was, you know, a very bad move, in my opinion, from Superman. And yeah, there was also a scene which I can't stand watching, guys, in this fight scene, which is a Great Wall of China scene, because, you know, while it was, like, a guilty pleasure to see someone save a kid who was falling, I guess, there was actually, this is probably the dumbest scene, one of the dumbest scenes in the movie, guys, where Superman is able to repair the Great Wall of China using repair vision. Like, what? Repair vision is not a power he's had ever before. and it came out of nowhere in this movie. Like, why couldn't they just, like, done a stop motion effect where he's building it in, like, a speed build, you know? Like, is it really that hard to do? And I could tell Christopher Reeve couldn't take me seriously in this scene, because when he waves goodbye to his civilians on the Great Wall of China, he doesn't look happy, and I can't say I blame Christopher at all. Not to mention, in the flying scenes, guys, when it shows them flying on their side, you know, fighting each other, Superman and Nuclear Man, I can easily tell it's not actually the actors, it's just dummies, like, you know, motion control dummies, and yeah, and they look nothing like the actors, because because Nuclear Man has really big, far bigger muscles than Mark Pillow's muscles, and Superman's arms are far too long as well. So, like, you know, that was just, you know, ridiculous, really. Like, I could easily tell when you watch the movie, because I rewatched it last night, guys, and yeah, it just looks so bad. Also, another plot hole is also with regards to, you know, the time zones in these places are fighting, because they fight in China, then they fight in Pompeii, where Nuclear Man starts Man Series' eruption, then they go back to New York. It's the same time in all these countries, guys. It shouldn't be. It should be nighttime in some of them. Like, really? And also, don't even get me started on the scene with Statue of Liberty, guys, because, right, there's no way Nuclear Man will be able to pull up a Statue of Liberty so easily like that, because, you know, it's, like, well stuck into the base, you know? Not to mention, guys, you know, I said it in my Trials of Superman 3, but you can easily tell because he's wearing a wig due to a different colour. Well, it's far more obvious in this movie he's wearing a wig due to having alopecia, because you can actually see that, you can actually see the start of the wig, you know, on his skin, on his forehead, right there. You can actually see the wig attached to him. So, yeah, it was easy to spot. Not to mention, guys, in that scene, the visuals were also pretty bad, because when Superman catches the Statue of Liberty and he's flying it back to the base, in the background, in one of the shots of him flying, the green screen is black and white, not coloured. Like, really? Also, when he's getting close to the base and Nuclear Man approaches him, Nuclear Man does his raw sound, and his mouth was shut, so that was bad audio syncing right there. And also, when he's getting his claws out to attack Superman, the green screen goes backwards, so it looks like Nuclear Man's flying backwards, when he's not. He's catching up to Superman. And I guess one other redeemable aspect was, it was also nice to hear Susanna York's voice as Superman's mother, Lara, again, but I wish she appeared physically, guys, and there was a missed opportunity, because Superman does visit Fortress of Solitude, guys, and, you know, and it shows Kryptonians talking to him. Why can't we have Susanna York appear as Lara, you know? It's ridiculous. I just hated that so much, guys. Just so stupid. Absolutely ridiculous. And also, when it comes to Nuclear Man's defeat, in my opinion, it's also really stupid, because after Superman has caused a solar eclipse by blocking the sun with the moon, which causes Nuclear Man to deactivate, he throws Nuclear Man into a power station, right? And he falls into some sort of, like, large exhaust port in a power station, right? And in real life, guys, they don't exist. You know, there's no direct exhaust port to the core of the station at all, like Nuclear Man falls into. So, yeah, they don't exist. Like, you know, that is just absolutely stupid, really. Very stupid defeat, very weak, in my opinion. And, yeah. Like, Nuclear Man was just such a bad villain, guys, and hardly even talked. I have only a few lines, which is just ridiculous. So, yeah, and I also kind of wish they just used Mark Pillow's normal voice, because it's actually really confusing as to why he sounds like Lex Luthor. Like, I was expecting him to sound like Superman himself, because he was created using a hair of Superman. So, yeah. I can probably assume that during the experiment to put, you know, the capsule into a missile, that Lex probably put some of his own DNA into it. I don't know. I really don't know if he used his own DNA or not. But, yeah. Would have made a better sense if Nuclear Man had Superman's voice instead. So, yeah. And also, there's also, like, another problem when it comes to a scene where Nuclear Man is ordering someone to take him to Lacey. Because when he confronts Superman on the streets of Metropolis, the scene was horrendous, in my opinion, because I've already mentioned the line, "If you're not telling me I'll hurt people," which is a very cringy, disgusting line, in my opinion. Some practical effects are okay, like the car explosions, I guess, but Superman's freeze breath wasn't good, and also, there's also no way Superman would stand there and let him harm people like that. Like, if I was Superman, I would stop him from hurting people right from the very beginning. I wouldn't let him do the first hit. So, yeah. But he just stood there and, you know, was like saying, stop, don't do it to people. Like, why didn't he just stop them himself, you know? Also, the visual effects were also really bad in that scene. And also, in one of the shots of a policeman, you know, jumping over a car, when Nuclear Man hits them with his lightning bolts, instead of, like, you know, being knocked backwards in the air, the camera reverses, so it looks like they're jumping backwards. Like, that is just beyond a joke. It's ridiculous. Also, there's another example of Superman having a power out of nowhere, where basically, Nuclear Man is able to, like, you know, knock some people into the air with his powers, but Superman is able to somehow lure them down using his eyes. So, like, since when did Superman have telekinesis as a power? Like, really? Then after he leads him into a building, it appears as though in the Empire State Building, which is actually Luthor's lair, guys. You know, the Metropolis State Building. Like, but the thing is that, you know, when they get to the top of the building, it is, you know, the lobby where Lex's hideout is, but there's no sign of any of Lex's things at all. So, yeah, it's just really confusing. Makes absolutely no sense at all. Absolutely stupid. And I also, the train scene at the beginning of the movie wasn't that good in my opinion either. Like, you know, when Superman was able to stop using, you know, the static electricity on the rails, like, you know, the electricity looked terrible in my opinion. Really did. Didn't look that good at all. I didn't like it. Just wasn't good. Also, the scene where Superman takes Lois for a flight, in my opinion, was also stupid because, you know, because Clark revealed his identity to Lois as Superman, and then they go for a flight. Like, the green screen that you know, Christopher Reeve and Margot Kidder were flying in front of, you could easily tell it was a green screen because of the lighting of it and stuff like that, and the pixels and whatever, which was so bad. Also, there's also a problem because Superman briefly lets go of Lois and, like, you know, and he's able to, like, sort of, like, float and glide. Like, what? How was she able to float? Shouldn't she just fall straight away? Honest to God, it's just ridiculous. And furthermore, guys, as well, the thing is, Clark and Lois are supposed to be late to, like, a banquet or something, and yet somehow they're able to get all the way from Metropolis to California, you know, to San Francisco so quickly all of a sudden when they're flying slowly. Like, if they're flying fast, okay, fair enough, but they weren't. They were flying slowly. Like, really? Like, I was just so annoyed by this. Like, honestly, this movie was just an absolute joke. Like, easily, in my opinion, the worst Superman movie of all time. Standalone-wise, of course. Like, it was so bad. Absolutely terrible. Like, I find it hard to watch as well, guys, because, you know, there's unlikable characters like the Warfields, and Nuclear Man himself is also unlikable, and also Lenny Luthor, Lex's nephew, is also very annoying. But, yeah. And also, the special effects and the CGI and visuals are horrendous, and also the fact that Lazy can survive in space without a spacesuit is also just absolutely stupid as hell. Like, so bad. Like, really? But yeah, anyway, guys, so, you know, I'm pretty much done with this rant because I'm absolutely sick of this movie, and yeah, I just absolutely, you know, hate this movie, and, you know, I don't want to rewatch it ever again now because rewatching it last night made me hate it a lot more than I used to, so yeah. So that's why, because of Christopher Reeve and Gene Hackman and Margot Kidder making it watchable, and I guess Jackie Cooper and Mark McClure, even though it didn't have very much screen time with Perry and Jimmy, because, you know, they hardly a movie, which absolutely sucked. And also getting tastes on York's voice as well. And also Superman's speeches as well. I'm going to give this movie a very bad 2 out of 10. Yeah. It's those qualities I just said, you know, the acting by those actors and also the speeches by Superman. And also hearing Sonny York's voice. And also getting to see Clark's farm again, you know, the Kent farm was also another guilty pleasure, I guess. But yeah. Unfortunately, overshadowed by bad quality, so I give it a very bad 2 out of 10. But yeah, It's because of all good qualities, but I give it the preventive getting a 0 out of 10. So yeah. But honestly, you know, this movie was just, you know, absolute abomination, you know, and I can see why, you know, Christopher Reeve hates this movie and didn't want to talk about it, you know. So I can't say I blame him because he said to himself, the less we say about Superman 4, the better. So yeah. But yeah. Anyway, guys, so this is me doing my trash talk of Superman 4, and thankfully in the next review it's going to be one positive one, because I'll be reviewing Superman Returns. So yeah, I mean, for one thing, guys, as a matter of fact, I consider Superman 3 and 4 to be unnecessary sequels to Superman 2's Richard Donner cut. Like, if you get Superman the movie, then Richard Donner cut Superman 2 and Superman Returns, you've got a nice perfect trilogy right there that works really well. You can just ignore Superman 3 and 4, because in my opinion, they're just non-canon fan fictions. Superman Returns, in my opinion, is the true and only sequel to the first two films. But the second film by Richard Donner, to be specific, because I don't like the physical versions as much. But yeah, I like to pretend 3 and 4 don't exist, so yeah. And thankfully, Superman Returns completely retcons 3 and 4 out of existence, which I'm happy about. So, guys, this is me doing my trash talk of Superman 4 Quest for Peace. So, I know drill, guys. Be sure to give this video a like. Also, be sure to leave comments what you guys thought of Superman 4, if you've seen what your thoughts are on it. Also, be sure to join the team by pressing subscribe for movies in the future. If you'd like to be a member, you can press 20 PC or you can leave a description. And up, and away.